Greetings everyone, welcome back to our channel. I hope every one of my viewers is doing well and you all had a great weekend. So let's start with our cue for the coming weeks. Today we are going to talk about extremely vital factor which shapes everything in our life, and that is self-discipline, or I would call it self-love. Now if I ask anyone what are the things which you do for a person you love, trust me, there would be at least 10 ideas popped up in your mind by now, or even more. Now I ask you, do you love yourself? If yes, then what are the things which you would do for yourself? I bet 90% of the people now must be wondering whether do I or do I not love myself? Also, what exactly is self-love? How must I be expressing it? By buying myself good stuff, letting myself free, being on the seventh sky, partying or just worshipping all the time? Is that what's all self-love is? Hold on, hold on, hold on. Hold on with your thoughts and watch this video till the end. You would get all your answers. So again, going ahead with the topic of our video, that is self-discipline, one must know that the golden thread of a highly successful and meaningful life is self-discipline. Discipline will allow you to do all those things you know in your heart and mind you should be doing, but you never feel like doing it. Without self-discipline, you will never set clear goals or manage your time effectively. You won't treat people well. You won't persist through the tough times or care for your health or even think positive thoughts. Author of the book Who Will Cry When You Die, Robin Sharma, calls the habit of self-discipline as tough love because getting tough with yourself is actually very loving gesture. Yes. By being stricter with yourself, you will begin to live life more deliberately on your own terms rather than simply reaching to life the way a leaf floats down to the ground by just going with the flow, which is what today's era is habitual to do. The tougher you are on yourself, the easier life will be on you. The quality of a life ultimately is shaped by the quality of your choices and decisions, one that ranges from the career you choose to pursue to the books you read, the time you wake up in the morning, and the thoughts you think during the hours of your days. When you consistently flex your willpower by making those choices that you know are right, rather than the easier ones, you take back the control of your life. Effective, fulfilled people do not spend their time doing what is most convenient and comfortable. They have the courage to listen to their hearts and do the wiser thing. This habit is what makes them great eventually. Also, self discipline is something which helps us distinguish between the things we want and the things which are right for us. The 19th century English writer Thomas Henry Huxley arrived at a similar conclusion, noting that perhaps the most valuable result of all education is the ability to make yourself do the thing you have to do when it is ought to be done, whether you like it or not. Let's say the most common example which applies to everyone is you choose to get fitter, for which you go and get a gym membership, which is good because you're doing something which is really good and necessary for you. That's self-love. But after a week, you disappear from the gym. Self-love is in the air. You do not hit the gym. Why? Due to the lack of self-discipline. We care so less about ourselves that we overlook the consequences of our not being in discipline, which costs us in something which is invaluable in every single terms, which is time. You lose your time by not being strict with yourself wherever and whenever necessary. Now one would worry, I cannot inculcate discipline in myself now, or how do I inculcate this value or habit of self-discipline? Well, the great Greek philosopher and polymath named Aristotle made this point of wisdom in yet another way. His exact terms were, whatever we learn to do, we learn by actually doing it. Men come to be builders, for instance, by building, and harp players by playing the harp. In the same way, by doing just acts, we become to be just. By doing self-controlled acts, we become to be self-controlled. And by doing brave acts, we come to be brave. Ending this video with a question for you all. Now, what would you do to love yourself to the fullest? I hope you all have the answer now. So see you in the next video. Until then, stay safe and take care. Bye bye.